Lying south of Dublin on Montpelier Hill in the Dublin Mountains is a 1700s hunting lodge known as Hellfire Club. Originally, this site was a tomb dating from the Neolithic period, 4500 to 2000 BC, constructed within a circle of large boulders known as a cairn. The hunting lodge was built using the boulders in 1725 by William Connolly, the Speaker of the Irish House of Commons. Connolly destroyed the cairn while building the lodge, using one of the grave standing stones as the lintel for his fireplace. The story goes that not long after construction was finished, the devil blew the roof off because, according to myth, if you disturbed the stones in the cairn, something bad would happen. They rebuilt the timber roof with more stones, which are still intact today. The building consists of 2 large rooms and a hall on the upper floor. A small loft was over the parlor and hall. The hall door was reached by a flight of steps. On the ground level was a large kitchen, servants' quarters, and a number of small rooms. All the windows faced north, commanding a magnificent view of Dublin. After Connolly's death, the lodge was sold, and Richard Parsons, 1st Earl of Ross, founded the Irish Hellfire Club in 1735. Parsons was a man known for dabbling in black magic. The Hellfire Club was primarily attended by wealthy Irish society members and politicians who engaged in heavy drinking, gambling, orgies, and rituals. The secrecy surrounding the club led to a speculation that its members were Satanists and devil worshippers. The president was named the King of Hell and dressed like Satan with horns, wings, and hooves. The members set a place at each meeting for the devil in the hope that he'd attend. The members were also said to hold black masses in the lodge, during which cats, and even servants, were sacrificed. Some say the lodge was deliberately set on fire in order to enhance the building's hellish atmosphere. The club fell into decline after the 1750s and was largely abandoned by the late 18th century. Today, it is a popular haunted location and is surrounded by hiking trails and offers panoramic views of Dublin.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back.
Hey everyone.
I'm Logan.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Generation X Paranormal. Guys, it's February.
It is.
And we just spent January freezing our tails off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 70 degrees today.
71.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. 71. Pardon me.
And I was outside most of the day, so my face and neck are a little pinkish.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as
the sun has not been that strong in a while.
As Nicole said on the last episode, and some of you guys may already know, is we have chickens, right? Mm-hmm. And we spent part of the day moving chickens. It's a story, guys. It's a whole thing we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing so, it was a tad bit on the warm side. I mean, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt in February, so yeah. Yeah, that's the fun thing.
That is Midwest weather.
Midwest weather. Mm-hmm. And, it's getting close to Valentine's Day and everything. So, I mean, I know you're looking forward to a movie coming out here pretty soon.
I am. I'm looking forward to Wuthering Heights. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Guys, every time a commercial comes on for it, I got to stop what I'm doing. And she has to crank it all the way up so she can hear, what's the guy's name who's on
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, his voice. I mean, look.
Well, he's Heathcliff. I don't really have a thing for him. It's just he's Heathcliff.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever.
All the women know. All the women know.
But listen, guys, we hope you've been having a lot of fun with this Shadows of Ireland series that we've been doing. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of fun for us. We've had some stuff that was kind of personal for us, and there were probably a few episodes that were more touristy a little bit and kind of historical.
And we haven't even gotten to the great ones.
No, we haven't.
That's the thing.
I mean, they're great, but
they're all good. Yeah. But there's great ones.
Yeah, this one right here is going to have some teeth to it.
This one's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess kind of kicking it off, we're going to be talking about Hellfire Club.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was one of those, I guess, one of those locations that we knew we were going to.
Yes.
It was pretty well announced, but it was like the first location where I'm like, okay, we're going to be doing some serious stuff in this place.
This could have some serious energy.
Yeah.
That was what I was waiting for, is like, I wonder how it's going to feel.
Yeah. And not that, Aryon Castle.
It's different, though.
Yeah, I mean, not even like Christchurch Cathedral, all these places that we've talked about up to this point, they all were active.
Mm-hmm.
But this place, pictured up behind us, is on we'll just say on an entirely
level.
different level.
Yeah.
Many different levels.
So we're going to talk about some of the claims about this place first. I mean, I covered some of the history in the beginning of what is said about it. There's not a lot of historical stories about this place. I mean, there's stories you can tell that are just passed down lore, right? But because it was kind of a secret society, you don't get much information, right? They're not going to write that stuff down where anyone can really find it out. So this is like eyewitness accounts of what people, villagers thought they saw. A lot of that type of stuff. So that's what we're kind of going off of.
Places, the whole secret society, when you get that, it's not like you're going to get to uncover any...
Right. Yes. Unless you get to talk to the spirits. And then sometimes you do. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the claims. Okay. And just in the name itself, Hellfire. Nothing good can really come from the only name called Hellfire.
The only thing I can think of is Stranger Things, right? The Hellfire Club. Yeah. That was cool, but
I loved Eddie though.
Yeah, Eddie was
one
awesome.
of my favorites.
Yeah.
But getting off Stranger Things, we could make a whole podcast
about
that.
Could.
But so let's talk about some of these. So one of the customs, they said, the president had this Hellfire Club, right? So there was supposed to be there's always the head person, the president, and then you got like the vice president, I guess is what they called it. They had like certain chairs, like head of the table, where they would sit. So they would always leave the vice chair, so I'm guessing the one next to the president, open. So it's unoccupied for the devil, okay, in whose honor the first toast was always drunk. So whenever they saluted the devil before the beginning of whatever they were doing.
Yeah, nothing bad can happen from that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were also associated with excessive drinking of... This is a drink, and I think this is how it is pronounced, scalthine.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a drink that's made from whiskey and butter mixed together.
Good Lord.
That sounds good.
Drunk and fat. That's the order of the day.
It actually sounds pretty good. I would assume. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this shot. I found it out in college, but it's called a buttery nipple. I
was just thinking of it.
Yeah, and it's delicious, but I don't know what kind of actual alcohol they use in that.
Butterscotch, right? I would think.
Well, I don't... Yeah, I think it's butterscotch mixed with... But I don't know the alcohol, but I would imagine it probably tasted like that.
I mean, maybe. But after...
Whiskey and butter. They do still serve it in Ireland. You can find it in different places.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I wish we'd have known that.
The picture up there... Well, I didn't do the research.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't want to get to know that could be bad for our
whiskey
middle
and
section.
Butter?
Yeah.
Like I don't have that problem already.
But that's what they would drink, okay? Yeah. And so they salute the devil. Now, I've got a few stories for you. Okay. These are all legend stories, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
That have been passed down. So we can't say for sure any of this stuff happened, okay? Right. So according to one legend, a stranger joined the club members at a game of cards. Then, when one of the players dropped a card on the floor, he bent down to retrieve it and saw that the stranger had cloven hooves instead of feet.
Yeah, that's a good trope. I've heard that one before.
That's a good one.
Stuff.
That's a skinwalker thing.
Yeah,
it's like a skinwalker.
There's a lot of those lores, like, I was dancing with this beautiful woman at this thing, and then I looked down and, she had chicken feet, or something weird like that.
Where did that one come from? Because I haven't heard that.
I don't know.
That sounds like a Logan lore. That's what that one sounds like.
No.
Okay, so the second one I've got for you is a young farmer who was curious to find out what went on at the club's secret meetings. He climbed up Montpelier Hill, and he was invited in. Now, I've seen some where he was invited in and some that they just dragged him in.
Okay.
Whichever that was. by the members and allowed to witness the night's activities.
Okay.
The young man was found the next morning, trembling and terrified. Tradition says he spent the rest of his life unable to speak or even remember his name.
Jeez.
So he was basically shocked.
Yeah.
Into becoming
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And from other stuff that I've read about this place, I could understand why. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If any of this is true.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find interesting, a lot of these are like all these young men, but it does make sense. You think about like teenagers or kids are curious and they go, in all the movies, at least these secret societies, they're always like hiding behind the bushes and trying to see what they're doing, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So we'll see. Another young man visiting a local farmhouse went to uncover the activities of the club. The next morning, he was found dead. His host of where he was staying and the local priest, believing him to have been murdered, went up to the Hellfire Club to investigate. Upon their arrival at the lodge, they saw a banquet laid out and a black cat prowling the room. However, this is no normal cat. It was huge. The priest also noticed that it had ears shaped like horns.
No.
Happening to have a small bottle of holy water in his pocket, the priest decided to attempt an exorcism. The result tore the beast apart. Outside, the host was found lying on the ground, his face and neck deeply scratched by claws.
Jeez. That's freaking crazy. It makes me think of Yule Cat, like some big, huge. Yeah.
Like a demonic cat.
Yeah.
These stories are great, but they definitely have the old lore type.
It's a very supernatural.
Supernatural warning type. Don't go spying on us or these bad things will happen to you.
And I would imagine a lot of those were made so that people would stay the heck away from the
like
place.
pass it down in the village so they wouldn't come looking, right?
Right.
Now, there's one more, okay, that I have for you. It says about 6 miles from Dublin, the Hellfire Club is on a hill. It is a medium-sized old castle. When the owner of it died, nobody else claimed it. All the men of the district came to play cards in it every night. One night, when all the men were playing their nightly game, one of the men cheated. The men rushed upon him and overpowered him. They bound him hand and foot and put him in a barrel of whiskey.
Jeez.
Then they set fire to it, burning him alive. From that day on, the old castle was called the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, okay. All right, I get it.
So that's like a story of how it got its name.
Aren't there many of these Hellfire Clubs?
There are.
Okay.
They have them many, many places, which why it was on Stranger Things, because it was kind of like a more dark version of, the, what do we have here?
Like, the Masons? Or
like the
something
Masons.
Like
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, geez,
kind of like
pretty
that.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah, but the Hellfire Club there, rich and powerful men.
Right.
All rich and powerful. You had to be rich and powerful in order to be in this club.
Okay.
At least back at this time period. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the stories, right? The lore that has been passed down. Okay. So we're going to get to what I actually found a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about our trip.
Yeah.
And how we came to get to the Hellfire.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we parked the bus, or Ronan parks the bus.
Yes, Ronan parks the bus very well.
Yes. And what's neat about this place is that when you get there, there's just a parking lot, and all you can see are like basically woods.
Yeah.
And it's
exactly
a hiking
like.
trail.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our first real experience with Irish rain.
Yes.
This trip right here.
Yeah.
Because we have to walk.
And
we
it's
have
what
to
they
walk
call a
up
soft
to it.
day.
Yeah. Well, no, this was a little bit more than a soft day, I think.
Would you call it medium hard?
I don't know what you would call it.
Okay.
But we have to walk up to this place because it is up on Dublin Mountain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They Montpelier Hill, but it's in the Dublin Mountain range. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a trail full. It's like a rocky trail, right?
Yep.
So you get the privilege of escorting May up.
I sure do.
Mm-hmm. And it is a little over half a mile.
Yeah, it's a trek.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like 1.6 something
Yeah.
miles up.
And it's a switchback, so you're hoofing it the whole way.
It's up almost the entire way.
It's up.
But it gives you these beautiful views as you're looking out. It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and if you're ever there are wooden sticks at the very bottom of the trail
we didn't notice
that we skipped over, and I have to say, Mr. Fleming and Alex, they found them, and then we got to the top. They had them, and I'm like, "Where'd you guys get those?" And they looked at us like, "Duh!" They were like just scattered.
I know they're like passing us with these. Like I'm like, I know you didn't bring those on the bus.
I'm like, hey, come here.
Where did they come from?
I'm like at Alex. I'm like, come here, Gandalf. Where the heck did you get that damn thing? He's like, there's a whole bunch of them down there. I'm like,
I know. I didn't even pay attention to it.
I know.
But yeah, they were smart about it.
Yeah, they
at
were.
Least about going up. But the whole way up, it's raining.
Yeah.
And it started out really light, and the woods are just gorgeous. I felt, and I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so that's where my nerd comes in. But it felt like I was walking through the Lord of the Rings because the way the trees were, it just had that feeling to it. There was an energy in those woods.
It was a very Middle Earth kind of feel to it.
Yes, it was. And I think a couple of times I just stopped there and like closed my eyes and just felt it because it was just so mystical feeling.
It was definitely our first time in nature like that.
Yeah.
In Ireland anyway.
Mm-hmm. So we walk up, it's starting to rain harder and harder as we go. So in a lot of these clips and stuff and pictures we're going to show you, my hair is just, and it's windy too. It's just it's pinned back pretty much the entire trip because of the wind and the rain, but it's just not looking great. So I apologize.
My hair didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was under a hat anyway.
Yeah. So we get up there and we get to the very top and it just completely opens up.
Just wild.
Yeah. We see the Hellfire Club, the stone building, and you can look to your left and look completely out over Dublin, over the city, and it was gorgeous. And we all spent probably 20 minutes just taking pictures. And as we're standing there, what happens?
Well, it clears up first, which was interesting. Like we get all the way up to this thing, and then
the rain starts to slow down a bit. It
dissipates, and then all of a sudden the sky opens up and it's really sunny. It's windy, kind of chilly, but it's sunny. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a rainbow. And that's very thematic.
It was our first rainbow in Ireland. And of all places it shows up is at this Hellfire Club, right? Like it's the least expected place. And but it was when we had an overlook of the city, and it's just a big rainbow, and it was so gorgeous, and we were just all taking pictures of it. So we'll send you, or put a few of these pictures up here. It was really, really cool. So from that point, we start to and we're kind of on our own. We can do what we want. We can walk in and tour and everything. There's no tour guide.
No.
It's just us, walking around.
Right.
So
and we all got up there at different points too.
Right, because everybody's walking.
Right. Some people took a very easy way up, which turns out to be a very hard, it's like a quicker way up. But there is another trail other than that switchback. But if you're going to take the other one,
it's longer. It's much longer.
It's longer, but apparently you get there faster. I don't know. There was one person. I
don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not sure which one we went on, but we got there.
Whatever one we were on was beautiful, and it's the one you should take.
Yeah. So when we decide to go in, we're going into the bottom right doorway.
Right.
And it's just a small room that's in there. Okay. And I'm going to talk about this first before we do. And we were able to do a little investigating in this place.
Of course, yeah.
And there are other people because lots of people walk.
It's a tourist area.
Yeah. So there are. But we walk into this room, and when we got in there, Chris and a few others were already doing some EVP work on his recorder. I went back. So they were kind of standing in the middle of this room in a circle. And to give you my perspective, like walking in at the very far back right corner, there's a tiny little window. I love photography. I love taking pictures. So I head there first because I wanted to see what was behind it and try to get a perspective. And we can put a few of these pictures up that I took here. So I take a picture, and then I turn around and I take a picture of the front part of the room. And all of you guys, you included, are standing there in the circle with Chris and Alex and a few of the others that were standing there. I didn't pay attention to these pictures, obviously, at the time. And I was trying to be super quiet because you guys were doing EVP work. And so then I come around and take a picture from the other angle, you know, and then I join the group of what was it being asked. When we got back on the bus later, after I went back to look through the pictures that I took, and I noticed something strange. So we're going to put this first picture up here. So this picture is me standing back. So there's a window directly behind me where I'm standing. And you can see a group of people in a circle. If you're really good, you can pick out certain members.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see the doorway directly in front, the big rectangle. And then right above is a small little window, right? Now, the light coming in from that window and that door does come in just a little ways around the perimeter of that square and rectangle, right? It would come in normally. What's interesting about this is Chris is currently talking to Spirit and getting EVPs. And the light is coming from the very far left, 2 different rows of it. But on that wall, that left wall, there is no window there.
Right.
And I will say that when we got on the bus and I saw these, and we were I currently just stopped waiting for people. I don't remember what the situation was, but I took the pictures up to Chris and asked him to look at them. And I said, "What do you think about this?" And he looked at it first. He goes, "Oh, well, that's coming from the window on the left wall." I'm like, there wasn't a window on the left wall. Because if there was, or in the ceiling, that would have totally made sense. And he goes, "Oh, whoa, no." And then he pointed out the top part that you can see right here, how the edge of it is kind of rounded. And it's like it's moving through.
Yeah. And what I find interesting about this, and I know most people, like if you're listening to this, you're going to probably want to go to our website or wherever we put these, probably Facebook or something. But yes, you can make the argument that it was misty outside. And there was some mist out there.
There was definitely mist, yeah.
But there were pictures, we got miles of pictures prior to this and miles of pictures after this, by the way, in which this does not happen. There's no window behind you.
Well, there's a window behind
me. Behind you, but no window to the left side.
And we're going to put up this next picture here. That's me moving to the opposite wall. So now, if you can see, that's the doorway, that's the window at the top, and the wall that's directly behind Chris is where the light was coming from. Notice there is no opening.
Right, there is no opening at all, and you just get a different. Okay, so if there was, say, mist on the optic, or there was some sort of water droplet or some on the camera, it would have probably changed, because it's not going to stay the same from one spot to another, and the light refraction is so different,
right? Just like you can see in the second picture. Like that's normal light coming in from the window and from the doorway, how it's just kind of in. But that first one is like a long, like something's
there's some
moving through
motion to it, and the way it's rounded on that end is just it's pretty fascinating.
And hitting that other wall. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but and that's why I was like, I'm going to take this to Chris, because he'll be able to experience with it. He's got a lot more experience than we do, and I'm like, he'll be able to tell me if what he thinks. He's like, no, because there's definitely something moving through there. So I thought that was pretty interesting that we caught. So what we're going to do now is, this is me joining the group now and going, everybody's in a circle asking different questions. Okay. And we're going to play this little clip, and then we will talk about it.
I think it's just get out. Kill. Yeah, kill. Yeah, kill. Okay. First you said get out, and you said kill. Well, we don't scare easily. So who are you talking to? Are you talking to us, or are you talking to someone else? How many of you spirits are in here? Can you tell us why you're still here? What is the name of this place? What do you call it? Yeah. What do you call this place? What do people know it as? What's it say? Hell? Hell.
Oh, yeah. Were there any sacrifices of children here?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Hell, does it say hellfire? Saying something. Was it saying health bar?
It sounds
Maybe.
like a fire.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Like we
Yeah,
caught,
hellfire.
like we caught it.
Yeah,
mid-
it's like
Yep.
that's what it's saying. Oh wow.
Yep.
Getting major headaches. Major headaches.
Oh, shit.
Ooh boy.
So we got quite a few responses there.
Mm-hmm.
The get out was interesting,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
which you get a lot
Yeah.
when we do what we do.
Yeah,
They don't
there's
necessarily want us there.
not always a ton of people like, hey, yeah, come on in.
Mhm.
Every once in a while.
We think we hear the word kill.
Yeah.
There sounds like there's possibly a breath there.
Mm-hmm.
We ask how many spirits are in here.
Yep.
2.
2.
Which you'd think there'd be more. But remember that for later, 2.
Right.
Okay? And then the big one.
Yeah.
And it is so clear. And I love Chris's, like, how he explains it
Mm-hmm.
and the way it sounds. And whenever you think about that, and I think actually on the Spooked Scotland episode, they actually went to a Hellfire Club in Scotland.
Right.
It wasn't this one,
Mm-mm.
but it was the one in Scotland. I think they got a similar
They
response.
did. They got hellfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a same kind of way. So I'm wondering if, like, the members of Hellfire Clubs had to say something in that tone or the way they said it.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine there's something. I mean, whether it's like an announcement or like a special way they
Chanted.
Yeah, they chanted. I mean, it makes sense.
Chanted Hellfire.
Yeah.
I can't do it because I don't have a deep enough register.
Hellfire.
Yeah. So, I mean, how it sounds kind of like a chant.
It does. And what's interesting is that Chris kind of does it too. He demonstrates a hellfire.
I know, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And then he starts getting a headache, which
Mhm.
I think is interesting
Yeah.
at this point. So we didn't spend a whole lot of time in this room because there's so much more to explore.
Yeah. So once we were done with this EVP session, we were kind of separated from the majority of the group. There was just a few of us. So we decided to kind of leave the area that we were in. It was like a separate room, a room still attached to the main building, for lack of better words, but there's no way to get through to the other side.
Mm-mm.
So you still have to go out and kind of do a U-turn and come back into the building. And in doing so, I mean, basically you're going outside and coming back in, but and you go in, there's kind of like what I would imagine would have been like a welcoming room. Who knows?
A foyer, I
A
would
foyer,
say,
yeah,
yeah.
or something like that. And then there's some stairs that lead you up to the upstairs, and it's quite an interesting area.
Mm-hmm. So I walked in first, and so the stairs go up, and then there's a little landing, and then they twist, and there's stairs that go up the other direction. Okay, so I went up the first set of stairs, turned, start to go up the second set of stairs, and I all of a sudden got majorly dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I stumbled and like kind of fell into the wall on the right hand side, and I was like, whoa, I just stood there for a couple of seconds and kind of regained and I never fully got it back, but I went up the remaining stairs, and there were a couple people, and I think Karen was one of them, saying, she's like, are you okay? She saw it all happen.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I just got super dizzy. And I think I even told you when you came up with the camera, like, I got really dizzy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And they were a little worried about me because I majorly stumbled, but it just like hit me like a bag of rocks. Like I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was fine after probably about a minute or so after that, it went away. But yeah, it was energy. I think the energy just hit me.
Yeah, and you feel it. I know that I felt it first going in. There was definitely an energy shift.
Yeah, there
I'm
was.
going to say that again. Energy shift, not energy. An energy shift between the outside going in I mean, you kind of felt like that fun house kind of things didn't sit right.
No. But going up to the second level intensified it.
Big
Definitely.
time.
So we're standing there, we're looking out the windows, taking pictures, whatever. And on the right-hand side, there was Chris and a few others had walked in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of called us in there because he was going to do some more EVP work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So May joins us on this one, and I'm so glad that she did.
Yeah, me too.
So I think the first thing that Chris uses, he uses the Spirit Wave app.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to do some, question and answers there. Okay, so we're going to play the first little clip here and then talk about what we got.
Okay.
Hi. 2 different devices. Well.
Is William here?
Yes. Imps live just where? In here? Which?
That was ritual.
Say ritual.
I think it's a ritual.
The fireplace. What did you do with the babies in the fireplace?
Sounds like fire. There it is again.
Get out of here?
No.
Yes.
Why did you do that to the babies in the fireplace?
Been dead.
Been dead? Babies were already dead?
Maybe, yeah.
Did you worship Satan?
Why did?
Imps. Because imps tell them to do it, and they do it for power too. Yes, we do it to them. Kids beat.
May knows the history of this place very well.
Yeah, she's been there a few times.
Mm-hmm. And she asks, first question, is William here? William Connolly's the one that built the hunting lodge, right? We get yes. Then we start getting imp stuff, right? They have a thing about Chris.
Yes, they do.
They like to make their appearance known.
I think Chris likes the imps too, a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. But they start to talk about it. And then we hear a word that you think is...
Yeah, I thought it was ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Again, interpretation, right? But
right.
yeah.
It did sound that way.
Yeah.
And then May is very energized about this. And this is something that I didn't mention in the beginning part because we talk about it later. There are a lot of dark stories associated with this place. I mean, yeah, we know the men that got in alcohol and did, the typical things you hear about, but there's some very dark evil, and I would say evil things that are talked about that happened at this place. We just don't know for sure that they happened, right? These are stories.
I mean, there's a lot of, like you said before, lore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't ever want to put that on people that may not have ever done anything like that. But she wanted an answer to these questions because there is a story in her being Irish and living in Ireland that she's probably heard her entire life, right?
Right.
So she wants to know the answer to the question, what did you do with the babies in the fireplace? Because there is stories about them burning like sacrificial children and stuff in the fireplace, right? Now, remember the lintel. So the lintel is the gravestone that they used from the cairn behind Hellfire. So it's the horizontal stone above this rectangular fireplace that holds the weight or the rest of the stones.
All right.
So that is above this fireplace,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So not only do you have the spirits or the energy of whatever happened in this place, but you've also got the tie to the Neolithic tomb.
Yeah.
All these things are possible in this location, right?
Sure, yeah.
So what did you do to the babies in the fireplace? Now, we played it for you, and we listened to it several times.
Several times.
And in the moment, it sounds like, be dead, or we can't really tell.
Yeah.
But after listening to it several times, we think this is what the response is.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Let them be damned.
Yeah.
Which,
It's pretty rough.
If they did something like that.
Yeah. And you know, it is lore and you don't know, but to get an answer like that.
And there's more to come.
Oh yeah, there's just more. Yeah.
It made me more convinced after we left that maybe they did some of these things.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So let them be damned. We think that's what they said.
Right.
Okay. Did you do it to worship Satan? Alex asked this question. And we got a word, right? And when we played the video for you, we put just the word on there that we heard, or we thought we heard. I had a feeling, just a feeling, like this is not an English word. Maybe this is Irish Gaelic, right? And so here's the thing. I can't take a word that I hear and try to Google this word by spelling it, because what you hear and how Irish Gaelic is spelled are completely different always. Correct. Okay. And I don't have enough knowledge of the language in order to do that.
Yeah. It'd be tough to know what vowels and consonants go.
Or that I'm hearing it exactly right. Even in English, trying to listen to EVP words, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can be very difficult.
Very much so.
So I took that clip of that response and I sent it to May. I said, May, do you recognize this word? Is it an Irish word? Can you understand what, if it's not, okay, whatever, but do you recognize it? Immediately got an answer back.
Oh, yes, you
okay.
did.
So we've gotten her permission and we are going to play you her response to me of what this word is and what it means. Okay. So we're going to play that right here.
It says my who, and that means, well, let's see if I can translate it. It's like good for you. It's kind of a word of encouragement, or it's not a thank you. It's just, let's say if I sang a song, you could say my who to me afterwards, like good for you or nice for you. Does that make any sense? But it's my who he's saying.
The question was, so if you go back, did you do that to the babies in the fireplace? Let them be damned. Did you do it to worship Satan? So I'm not going to say the Irish part of it, but basically good for you. Like a sarcastic reply as, yeah, you figured it out.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah. There's a lot of. So
that I think is an answer that, yes, we did that. And we did it to worship Satan.
Mm-hmm. This coming from the same people that said, let them be damned. So, yes. I mean.
So did they sacrifice babies and as a ritual to Satan? They could have been devil worshippers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a response, straight from spirit. This is not just lore. So I don't know. You can make your own conclusion about that. Yeah. But that's what I interpreted it.
I mean, the place is called Hellfire Club.
For a reason.
There's a reason for it.
And then not only that, but then we get imps again. And kids burnt.
Yeah.
So we're asking a question about babies in the fireplace. We get the good for you. You figured out we were worshiping Satan. And then we get kids burnt.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with some of these apps and everything. People are like, well,
they don't
know and all these things.
They're just listening to what you're saying.
And I hear it. I get it.
Yeah.
But when you get some direct correlation with some of the things you're asking,
mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, they say, oh, you can use geofencing and all these other things. Guys, I make the same argument too. I get it. But this is way too close.
Yeah. And what's interesting that I haven't mentioned yet is we were in the room where the fireplace was.
Exactly.
We were standing directly in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So take what you will from that. We're just sharing with you what we got. Okay.
Over there. We got it.
So we've got more for you.
Yep,
okay.
We do.
So this is the next. So these are a lot of May's questions because she wants to know an answer to this.
She was driven.
She was very driven.
Some answers.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't blame her.
No.
Okay. So we're going to play this clip and then we will talk about it.
Is it true that you put a girl in a barrel and set her alight and rolled the barrel down the Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, dropped.
Why?
No, I heard fun.
Somehow that's worse. That's evil. You'll never you'll never find peace. None of you will. God damn. Goddamn. So you're damned. You're damned for what you did. Take it. That's an end right there.
Did priests come up here?
Who's above us right now?
Philip, thanks.
Me.
Oh. Wait.
Who's behind Philip? Two men.
Live.
Why are they here?
And your friend.
Your friend? Who's hovering right there
Rick.
over the grass in the distance?
Bob.
By the house, yeah, towards that house. Do you see it?
Dove. Live.
Yeah, who's in the doves?
Dove. Lock.
Are you guys trapped here? You cannot see past this building? Yes. Well, that's what they said, damned down there. So it's almost like you're in a darkness, but you can't see outside of it. Be damned.
Okay, so straight out of the gate. And what's interesting is when I told you about the lore about them talking about putting the man in the whiskey barrel and setting it on fire, and that's why they called it Hellfire Club, right? She had heard a story her entire life about them putting a woman in a barrel
Interesting.
and rolling it down the hill, right? And setting it on fire. So those two stories were very similar.
They got a thing with barrels there.
Apparently, well, they had a lot to drink, so. Yeah. But she asked that, is it true?
Yeah.
We get, yeah, and then dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Like, why would you do that? Fun.
Twisted.
Very sarcastic, twisted type people. And if these men really did these things, they would have been.
Yeah. I mean, they're allegedly burning babies, and they're worshiping Satan. Yeah, they're going to have some pretty twisted
and they're
sense
these
of
the
humor.
rich, elite type people in these clubs that think they can get away with anything, and probably did. Things have not changed very much.
No, they haven't.
Over time. But yeah, so that was pretty disturbing to get that fun. And when we start getting answers like this, Chris was like, this is evil. None of you guys are going to find peace if you still feel this way. So in the moment, because we didn't pick up all the words, it almost sounded like we're damned, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's what they were saying.
Yeah, neither.
I think they were giving us another sarcastic answer, just like someone that or kind of what you would expect. So I think this is what I think they're saying, except we don't hear the middle word.
Right. It
didn't come through.
That's where you kind of fill the gap a little bit sometimes. Yeah, it's going to be an interpretation thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But we definitely hear, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then that middle word's missing, and then you hear a goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
We don't a goddamn. So I think that word was supposed to be we don't give a goddamn.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like, none of you you're evil, none of you will find peace. We don't give a goddamn.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah,
they're Satan worshipers. Would they care?
No. I mean that you calling them evil is really something they're looking for.
Yeah,
yeah,
like a compliment, maybe. So, and then we get the next, you were damned for what you did. Yes. Like, it's a compliment at this point.
They're just soaking it in.
Right, right. And then what's interesting is something comes across, and you pick this up. The we take it.
Yeah.
And I thought, could that mean like we accept it?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like, we accept it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We're good with being damned.
I've said that plenty of times.
All of those words together. Yeah. Dropped. Fun. We don't give a goddamn. Yeah. We'll take it. Like we're accepting this. I don't care.
Yeah, bring it.
They're proud of it. They're proud of it.
Yeah.
So this is where the conversation starts to shift a little bit, I think, at least. So May asked, did priests come up here? And I'm going to say many people are going to have different interpretations of what they think they hear. We both listened to it separate and then together, and this is our best guess as to what we think the response is, because the words are very separated. Some are very high, some are very low, but when you put them all together, we think it says heaven is designed of those men.
Right. I mean, you definitely hear the heaven part.
Heaven is clear.
Yeah.
Heaven is designed is very clear.
Right.
And of is clear. The those is really low.
Yeah.
I think that's the word. And men is pretty clear.
Yeah.
So that's our interpretation. We would love to know what you think, and you listen to that and let us know what you think it says. But going with the question that we got, did priests come up here? Heaven is designed of those men.
Right.
I mean, it makes the most sense, I guess, if you want to say that. But we would love to know what you think you hear.
Yeah, comment. Let us know, guys.
Okay, so at this point, something has moved above us, and so Chris is going to start asking about that.
Right.
So this is pretty interesting. So we get, who's above us right now? Philippe. That was really clear.
That was very clear.
Philippe. Who's behind Philippe? Kev. 2 men. William. We got William's name again. Okay. Why are they here? Your friend. Which I thought was like, are they coming to get rid of the bad spirits and bring in the good spirits to talk to us?
Maybe.
I don't know.
And considering that the mount that we're on is a French name, Montpellier. So it's interesting that that kind of a name would come out too.
So then Chris starts to sense, I think, that someone's out in the front of Hellfire Club, right? So he's trying to ask them who's out there. And they're like, where? Over here by the house? And then they start talking about that we've got a dove above us, and they start saying the word dove several times, and bird.
And there were doves.
And there were doves. And that's what's interesting is like all this negative, awful energy was in there before with all these terrible things they were telling us. And then it's like it flipped, and they started talking about the priests and heaven is made of these men. And then we're talking about like your friends are here and the doves and all this stuff. And it kind of got the impression that they couldn't see beyond that building. Okay. And then you made your breath sound. And anybody that watched Christchurch Cathedral episode knows that sound by now. There was a definite energy shift in there.
There was. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's one of those things where you think, you're going along what you're doing. All of a sudden, you just kind of feel like you get the rug swept out from under you, and you get like that real loose feeling, like you're losing your touch a little bit, like you can't hold yourself, and you're about to fall, or you feel like you're kind of sick to your stomach. And that's when I did the breath.
And I also wonder too, when we were first asking about all that stuff that went on Hellfire, May was in there with us asking all these questions. She was super upset about it, right? And asking like, I want to know an answer to this. And that's when we got all the nasty, evil comments back, right? About what they did. And she started to kind of filter out of the room. And once she left, it's like the positive swooped in.
Right.
Maybe to protect us.
Maybe.
Or maybe they were set off because she is an Irish lady. I don't know. But I thought that was kind of interesting as well.
Yeah,
and
she
the
was
energy
definitely
shifted when she left the room.
She was definitely trying to get some direct answers, and they may not have appreciated it too much. Who knows?
Well, you got a woman questioning you
right.
about
Well, that's true.
acts that you did, and they were known not to be very respectful of women.
That's
okay?
true. Yeah.
So you've got a very feisty Irish woman there, but like, I want answers to what you did.
Mate,
why
did
did
you
you?
hear
Because
that?
the way she asked those questions was like, why did you do this? And like, and they were like, probably like, this woman tells me what I can do.
May, you're feisty.
She is. I love her. I love her. I've been called that too. No worries. Okay. So we decide we're going to switch apps and try something different because it's kind of, and we don't show you obviously the entire session.
Right.
So we decide to try something new. So Chris turns on his necrophonics. At this point, May's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a few of us at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Philip again, different device.
Philip for sure.
William. William Wright? Was anybody named William Wright? Where's May? Oh, she's outside. She said she's outside. The light, yes. What's in that light? Yeah. Okay. You see. What do you see? The love.
Yep.
Yes. What's in that love? Do you see who's standing in front of that light? Heaven. It's interesting. It said keyholes, which is like a doorway.
Yeah.
Straight out the gate, we get the name Philip, which is the English version of Philippe.
Yep.
And William again. That's 3 times.
2 different apps.
2 different apps. And Chris goes to say something like, "Where's May?" Just talking to us, and it replies, "She's outside."
Isn't that crazy?
They were aware of her leaving.
Yeah.
And then they start talking about the light. I can see it, and that's where I'm thinking these are different spirits. Maybe these are spirits connected to the Neolithic tomb. I don't know. And he asks, "What do you see?" The love. So the dove was there cooing during this. It was just an interesting shift in there.
Yeah, and it was, when I said that shift, it wasn't a bad shift. It was just a shift. You could feel it, and I think you're right. I think there was a change in the weight, and there was different people responding.
Yeah. Do you see them standing in front of that light? It's us. And what is another term for heaven? Keyholes.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris said that's another word that they will use. So I thought that little session was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely telling of 2 different types of interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got the one interaction, like we said with May, where she's driven. She wanted some answers, and she was upset about the things that had happened.
And she probably at least provoked them enough that they answered us.
Well, and like you said, they didn't want a feisty Irish girl, woman
questioning what they were
them,
doing.
And so they pushed back. And then moving to a different app, moving to a different feeling, now all of a sudden there's a shift, and now we're talking about these good things that had happened, because this site was many different things to many different people.
And honestly, it wasn't the Hellfire Club for that long.
Right.
Not really.
Yeah.
But I did some digging because we got the Philip name twice and we got William 3 times. Now, William
Right.
Connolly's the one that built the hunting lodge.
Right.
Okay. But listen to this. So there was a Philip Wharton, who was the first Duke of Wharton, Philip Wharton.
Sure.
That's convenient.
Makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
And he founded the original London Hellfire Club in 1718. So that was before the Irish Hellfire Club. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no other Philippe or Philip directly associated with the Irish Hellfire Club. But the fact that he founded the London one, I'm going to guess that maybe he at some point was at the Ireland
I mean, you
one.
would think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So to find that name associated with
Mhm.
the Hellfire Club, it's pretty interesting.
I mean, it's hard to repudiate.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean it's this one.
No.
It's just pretty interesting. Now, there was also, we got the name Kev in there, okay?
Right.
Like, and that's like an endearing way of saying Kevin, right?
Right.
Kev,
Yeah.
right? So there was a Kevin Corrigan,
Right.
okay? But he's just mentioned in local folklore associated with Hellfire Club. I can't find any more information about him. Maybe if he existed, but if people have talked about him while being there, they could just be regurgitating that name back to us.
Right.
I don't know.
That does happen.
But it's interesting they say Kev and not, and I thought at first maybe it was like an Irish name, but it's not. It's of Kevin. There's a Irish name that's close to it, but it's not pronounced the same.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But that name came up, and there is one apparently associated with Hellfire Club. So a Philip is associated with the Hellfire Club. William built the building, and then the Kev is associated with it. So
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
there. You have to report it. You know,
Right.
it's part of the lore.
Mm-hmm. So we've got one more clip for you,
Mm.
and this is at the very end. We're all getting ready to exit.
It's an interesting one.
And I had one question that I wanted to know the answer to, because I was like, surely this has got to get to them. Okay. So we're going to play this, and then we're going to talk about it. How do you feel about all the women being in this place? How do you feel about all of the women being in this place? So what's interesting is right as I'm asking this question, we get a sacred.
Yeah.
And we chopped apart this. We enhanced this. We blocked out all the other noises so that we could figure out what this word was.
Right. Yeah. It was a lot of pulling it apart.
Right.
And isolating, but once you did it, yeah.
Sacred. Now, that could be, was that an answer to my question? Maybe, maybe not. But a lot of the history on the paganism, right, and the Neolithic type people, they did worship women, and women were leaders of many of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, how do you feel about all the women being in this place, sacred? As I'm asking the question.
Right.
I don't know if it's a response to my question or not, but I think it's interesting that word came up. Second, I knew we had another response.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do the same thing with this one because it was really quick and it was really low. And I was like, I just feel like it's an answer. And once we did that and isolated it, I was like, I don't think there's another English word.
Didn't sound English.
Mm-hmm. So I did again. I did the first time. I sent it to May. I was like, do you recognize this word? And we're going to play you the clip of her telling us what it is.
It sounds like Yaba, and that's the Irish for bed. So that's how you pronounce it, Yaba.
So we get the word bed.
Which is interesting.
Which is a weird response. So it's the Irish word for bed, okay? How do you feel about all the women being in this place? We get sacred on one hand, and then we get bed on the other hand. Here's one thing that we didn't really talk about the members of the Hellfire Club. Children sacrifice, yes, they sacrificed animals. They apparently burned babies. They did a whole bunch of stuff. They had orgies. They had stuff like that. There was a lot of defiling of women. There's probably a lot of rape of women. I'm just saying possibilities, right? But they didn't treat women very well.
No.
And they were sexual objects to them. So to get the word bed, how do you feel about all these women being in this place? Oh, they're only good for this.
Sacred bed.
One spirit from one location, we view them as sacred, and another time period, they're only good for this.
Yeah.
That's just my interpretation of the answers that we got. That doesn't mean that's what they were intending. I just find that it's very interesting on how a culture or a group views certain members of society and chooses to honor or not honor them. And if they were Neolithic pagan people and feminism and femininity was sacred to them,
Sure.
that's a great answer.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, these are rich, powerful, and even May described to me that some of these guys were like English gentry, so they're coming from England, and they thought they were better than everybody else, and they viewed themselves as, I get what I want, I use, abuse, do whatever I want, I can live the way I want, I don't care what I do.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
And the whole woman in the barrel thing.
Yeah.
Did they rape these women? Did they use these women? Did they use them as sex slaves? We don't know. I'm not saying that any of that happened necessarily, but that's a weird word to get.
Yeah, and it's kind of unnerving and
it's unnerving.
Yeah,
it pisses me off a little bit.
Well, sure.
To be honest.
But I mean, it's part of the history of this place, and it is. The fact that we got those answers, I mean, it's up for a lot of interpretation, like most of this really is, and it's for everything that this building is, it was many things to different people.
It was. And, a few of the friends that were on the trip, some of them didn't even go in the building. Some of them walked around just the land. And I will say this. Being in the building and being outside of the building were two very different feelings.
100%.
Now, part of the stones from the grave were used to build this building. But inside of that building and the debauchery and stuff that happened, that whether or not, those spirits are actually still there, or if it's all residual, or the energy of the things that they did in there, anything, no matter what they did, is seeped into that stone and is holding on to that negativity. Whatever you want to say about the devil or the devils at that place, I don't feel that. I mean, I feel that the acts of these men was bad enough that you don't need anything more sinister than that. I mean, the fact that they did these things and that energy is still being stored in those stones, that's what you're feeling when you're walking in there.
Yeah.
And, when we were in that first room on the side, I really felt okay. I felt the energy shift, but I felt okay.
Right.
Until I went on the stairs. When I got up a level, that's when it hit me and I started to feel dizzy.
Yeah.
And that's that near that fireplace room.
Sure was.
Where all that stuff probably happened. And I mean, I don't know. I know walking out of the building on the land, it was more peaceful. And the place had a sense of like respect, like demanded respect. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the place. I do know what we got for the answers.
Yeah.
And I definitely, a lot of these places that we go to in what we do, there's always stories, right? Especially the older places. There's always tons of stories. This happened here. This happened. This is what they did. More often than not, probably 60% of those stories are false.
Sure.
They're stories that have been passed down through time
and
have changed and exaggerated. So when we walk into a place, I never really go on that at first because I'm like, I don't necessarily believe that that's what's happened. I want to get to the true story of the place. This is the first place, and I didn't really know a lot of this history. I knew it wasn't probably a great place, knowing it was named Hellfire Club, but this is the first place that surprised me in how dark it actually was.
Yeah, it was very dark.
Because most of the places are not, but I could feel the dark and what went on in that place. I don't know. It creeped me out a bit. But knowing that tomb is there and the Neolithic part of it and the trails and the forest are just beautiful. It's like you got a breath of fresh air when you left that place.
Yeah.
And you walked just 2 steps outside of it. It was very, very different.
Yeah. In fact, when everybody left the building, all gathered together and
Our next
had
group photo.
a next
Yeah.
group photo, and it was amazing, and like everything just lifted.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And the big rainbow came, because the rainbow tried to come out. It was still kind of covered, the first pictures, but it got so clear and it was huge. You could see the full thing. And Chris decided to go up to the second floor to take our picture. So he's taking it from the view of Hellfire down on us. And I did a few Photoshop things on this picture to remove some of the background people that didn't belong to our group.
Yeah.
So it's just us, but it was so light and airy. It was nice to not be in that building anymore.
Yeah,
and
it was a good break.
that beautiful rainbow behind us.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And then we have to make our way back down the hill, which is always easier. But I got to escort May down to the bus, and it was a wonderful experience. Because we had met her before. She had been on the podcast, but to get that one-on-one time with her for over, mile and a half.
Yeah.
And she told me about, her country and growing up and different facts about this, or, how they do certain things. And I learned a lot, and it was such a wonderful, special time to spend with you, May. So thank you for that. And thank you for helping translate the words, because
Yes.
that made all the difference
Yes, it
in
did.
this podcast. So we very much appreciate you for more than just this.
Absolutely.
So that was a great experience. But that is
Hellfire Club.
Hellfire Club. So take what you will from this. This is our experience. This was from our perspective. We can't say that goes for everybody or that we're completely right on anything, but those are our experiences, how we felt and what we feel those responses were. So I didn't get a good feeling about the place.
It was icky.
The building itself.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say 100%, but I feel that a lot of those, obviously not the stories about the black devil cat and stuff like that, but I feel that a lot of the things that are said about the men that were in that club and some of the things they did are probably pretty accurate,
Most likely,
unfortunately.
yeah.
And we humans are the worst mammal on this planet. They can do some evil, evil things. And we just have to remember that through history. It doesn't have to necessarily be a devil.
Nope. The devil is within us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But guys, that was Hellfire Club. And we hope you enjoyed it. We had a blast going, aside from the dark part of it. And it was definitely a highlight of our trip.
Yeah. It was a good one. Now next week, we're gonna have a break from the Irish episode. A wee break. We have a nice, really good interview. With 2 seasoned investigators coming out next week. But then we will return to our Shadows of Ireland episode.
That's
and
right.
this time we're going to take you to a haunted historic building that was featured on Spooked Ireland.
Yes.
That is tied with pain and suffering.
Oh boy.
So they're going to start getting dark now, guys.
Yeah. We're turning.
We started with the light and airy, and they start to get dark.
We hit you with the light stuff.
Irish history is very dark, though.
It can be, yes.
It's just unfortunate of the history. So.
Yep. But guys, thank you so much. And we look forward to talking to you soon. And of course, as always, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.